welcome to another episode of Riserealty, your number one go-to real estate channel. So today we will talk about more on the aftermath of EOK. So a bit of continuation from our previous episode. So we also understand a lot of our audience also wanted to find out what happens if they put a check for EOK and it didn't manage to secure a unit. So what happens next after that? Okay. So today we're gonna have a treasure find East Coast edition. Today we will speak more along with Charlene and Amanda on what are the available units that we can still look into for East Coast. Okay, so just a bit of a perspective, a bit of a refresher. 3,006 checks for EOK, 846 units sold, 99% of them sold out. So we only have 1+ studies and our low floor 5 bedrooms. So frankly speaking, not a lot of available units. But what happens if you're a buyer that still wants to buy something at the East Coast area? If it's for 1 bedroom, ladies, what projects would you both recommend?
I think for me, right, I would put my money into finding something that is the closest to MRT. So in my case, I will put it into Grand Dunman. Because I would assume that for 1 bedroom, it's going to be an investment unit, which means I'm going to rent it out to a tenant. This tenant probably not going to drive and then needs easy access to public transport to get to where they work at.
Yeah. I think you just want to put it out there. If there's an opportunity, if you're an investor, I'll definitely not look into 1 bed plus study lah. But let's say if you really want something in East Coast, I personally would go for Continuum because if we look at the prices, EOK, Tembusu, Grand Diamond are all asking for about 1.4 mil, and whereas Continuum is just short. I mean, the difference in terms of the price is not much at 1.5. So I would rather just go for the freehold development.
Okay, so for me, right, same as Amanda, I wouldn't bother to go into 1+ study. And if I were to consider Continuum, right, then I would just, and I'm looking at the 1.5 range, then I would maybe be looking to expand and get a 2 bedroom somewhere else. I would feel 1 bedroom, it's either we get near MRT station, that's what Charlie mentioned, or EOK and Tembusu. I would save up a bit more money and buy a 2 bedroom. Okay?
So you wouldn't lah?
I wouldn't.
It's so unfair. I also wouldn't.
I wouldn't, but if you then need a 1 bedroom, then of course EOK still have stock. In fact, EOK has the cheapest 1 bedroom right now, 1.4 million exactly. Go look into the EOK, and then I personally feel it would be sold off by the time we even publish this episode lah. Frankly speaking.
So actually, before we move on into the 2 bedrooms, why not we share why we feel that 1+ study, if possible, we try not to enter into District 15. Yeah.
Perhaps I can share. I have a first-hand experience where I tried to sell a 1-bedder in District 15, and it was a really very long process where it was previously marketed by the other agent for almost half a year to 8 months, and then I took over it's another half a year. Yeah. So it was really very difficult because for District 15 itself, the profile of people that are staying here, majority are families. So a lot of times, it's very hard for a family to fit into a 1-bedder. Yeah. So that's why, Jason and I, we mentioned if there's a choice, we don't even want to choose at all, mainly because of this reason. And let's say if it's 1 bed plus study, I would very much, if it's for investment, I'll very much prefer that you use that 1.4, 1.5 million to find, something else in the outside or central region or RCR if you can find any. Yeah.
And just to let you know, the development that she was selling, right, was not a boutique project. It's a very nice,
good size.
Yeah.
I would say any artsy-fartsy people who goes there, they'll like it. Like if you're a young individual, you really love lifestyle, you'll like it. Yeah, but it's just a fact. It's just a sad fact that 1-bedder don't sell well, especially in East Coast.
I feel right now if you go to Public Guru, you can find a few very good 1 bedrooms, resale market rise in D15. Proximity can be even nearer to MRT station. As of right now, on Guru, lesser than 1.4, lesser than 1.3.
Yeah.
So I would say 1.4 million to enter one bedroom EOK Tembusu. I would say congratulations to all the buyers. You will still get your profit, just that your exit strategy has to be slightly longer. Slightly longer.
So long story short, if you really want a one bedder in East Coast, I think resale might have better opportunities.
Okay, so next up we move on to 2 bedrooms. So if you are a buyer who's looking at 2 bedroom, I think 2 bedroom we can include 2 bedroom, 2 bedroom plus study. Which new launch would you recommend in the vicinity of East Coast? Maybe start with Amanda first.
So if I have to buy into a 2-bed, 2-bath, let's say for own stay, one choice that I would choose would be Kun Sing House. And the second choice that I would choose would be Continuum, both of which are selling at about 1.8 mil range. So let me explain a little bit. So for Kun Sing House wise, why it stands out to me, it's mainly because of its functionality. So it has, if we were to pull out the floor plan, you'll see that it has many important features that make a house a home, such as enclosed kitchen, household shelter, which are features that you can only find in, 3-bedder and above in many developments. So to me, if you are looking at new development, District 15, purely for own stay, this will be a pretty good choice at a very good size as well at 786 square feet. But if you're a buyer hoping to buy for own stay, but yet at the same time, you also have an element where, you want to maximize on your profits while staying there, perhaps for a short term of about 5 years, 10 years, Continuum would be something that I would consider as well because it is at the same quantum at 1.8 million. However, for Continuum being a larger development, will have the transaction volume that it needs for its value to rise over time. Yeah. But that's on the basis that it is 1.8 to 1.9. But let's say if you're looking into Continuum, there were certain units that are inching towards 1.9 or 2 million, then I would rather much be looking into Mayor Blue at 2 million.
So in the market now, right? Actually, what happened over for Continuum? Congratulations to Continuum to Hoi Hub also. So, over almost 90 units were sold during this whole run of EOK. A lot of them, right? When the 2 bedrooms numbers for EOK was out, they actually looked at Continuum and it was actually only like 150 to 200 extra. Then you can get a freehold. Even right now, right? I saw EOK were moving at about 1.7 near 1.8 million for 2 bedroom. If we were to find an exact buyer, move over to Continuum, you can get a similar layout. The difference is you don't get an enclosed kitchen, you get an open concept kitchen, but you still get to move into a freehold 1.8 million 2 bedroom in Continuum, be it level 1, be it low level, but still you get a freehold status. So I think a lot of them during this AOK run, right, they will also...
the lowest level now is level 15, which is pretty good.
So a lot of them, they honestly, they don't mind this little 200k extra, but still in terms of tenure wise, they get the upper hand for 2 bedroom, even for 2 bedroom plus study. Sha, anything from you?
Actually, there's not much stocks.
There's not much stock here, right?
Yeah. So I mean, if given a choice, I would, same as Amanda, I would actually prefer to go Mayor. But because of the price quantum, the similarity of price quantum between Continuum as well as Mayor Blue, but altogether, I think Mayor is still in a more luxury. It's a luxury address compared to Continuum. If it was the same pricing, very similar pricing, why not Mayor? But unfortunately, I don't see a lot of okay, so one thing about Mayor is that most of them, they are buying for, if it's investment, okay, fine, it doesn't matter. Entry price is most important.
Yeah.
Enter at the best price they can get. However, for most Mayor buyers, right, or even Mayor tenants, they want to come in with certain expectations of a good view or a certain lifestyle. And from what I'm seeing, the leftover stocks of the 2 bedrooms for Mayor, right, is the highest is 4th.
Yeah. And you don't get a sea view. I mean, you are facing the sea, but you don't get to see the sea view.
Correct. I mean, they have very nice landscape. So, I mean, that's not going to be, usually it's not a deal breaker for tenants, like if you have a nice landscape. I mean, at this point, if I was given a choice, I may at the end of the day opt for Continuum instead. Yeah. The only downside...
Oh, you'll opt for Continuum.
I'll probably opt for Continuum because I have more options at this point in time, I have more options. Yeah, the one thing that I am not so favorable about Mayor Blue is that the window ledge
The window ledge is huge.
is huge.
Even though it's still 9.1 square meters.
Yeah, but the window ledge is huge lah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can walk around it. You can still customize something to make it into like a shelf or something like that. But I think with the current choices, I may opt for continuum instead.
Okay, now moving on to 3 bedrooms. So EOK 3 bedrooms at the Quantum. Ladies, which project would you both recommend? Amanda?
It's a tough choice. For 3-bedder, I mean, unfortunately, I do have to look into the boutique developments right now, right? Because
Okay.
of the lack of stock. If I have to choose, I would choose either Continuum or Streets at Chuchet. Yeah. So I'll choose Continuum because of the Quantum. So the Quantum is 2.6 mil for a 3-bedder. A freehold large development. But the only part that I am concerned about is actually the size. The size is 872 square feet. So even though the premium is less than 20% as compared to EOK, which is a very good price, my only concern is just the size. Yeah. But let's say if I'm a buyer looking for strictly just for own stay and I wanted something new in East Coast, I will consider Streets at Chuchet for its price. So starting from 2.19, I can enter into a 3+ guest room. And the good part about the layout is that it has landscape living, enclosed kitchen with household shelter, master bedroom, bathroom has windows. So that to me, it's more livable lah. Yeah.
So you put Streets at Juchet first.
If I'm looking at purely staying, and also because if I am comparing the new boutique as well as the resale boutique, the prices are pretty much the same. Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Shah? 3 bedroom.
Okay, so for 3 bedrooms, we have a bit more options now. However, I will point myself to 2 developments, which is, number 1 will be Mayor Blue. Mayor Blue simply because if we look at the resale, if you're comparing to the newest TOP project, Mayor Mansion, currently, actually if you scroll through Property Guru, right, those units that are on a better floor, better facing, the PSF that they're asking for actually is higher than what Mayor Blue is asking for now. Yeah, so I see that as an opportunity as well. Yep. Of course, Mia mentioned it's a Guaco development and all that, but my UOL also is also, UOV backing, all that kind of thing. I think I see a very big opportunity in Mayor Blue. Right, because if Mia mentioned is calling for higher PSF at the moment and it is moving, then a few years down the road when Mayor Blue is ready, how much can it call? I see a big buffer for us to work with already just because of that. However, if let's say my budget is unable to reach the price of Mayor Blue,
It's
then
about 3.5 mil, thereabout, right?
for the smaller, now it's about, I can start at 3 lah. Basically, I can start at 3. Yeah. But if let's say I don't have that kind of budget, right? Actually, I would also move down to a boutique, which I feel, actually I quite like this one. It's Ador Residences. Yeah. So it is not far. It's actually almost like just 1 street away from Tembusu and EOK. But however, I think because of this, being boutique, right, then it has this stigma that it is not so good, right? Because overall, for boutique developments, you usually don't get full facilities, and then sometimes your maintenance fee can be also even higher, although you have lesser facilities because you have lesser people sharing the burden of the maintenance of the existing facilities that they have. However, right, if we look at the development itself, right, it is 35 units, so really small, but it does look very good and it is really next to the new launches that are selling out so quickly, right? So it's not too far from all the amenities that all these sellout developments have, right? And it's freehold, and it's cheaper than Tembusu and EOK actually. The PSF. It's cheaper or same price. right? And I went to the show flat before, and I really love the layout. I think it's very efficiently created, and the rooms don't feel small at all, and you get proper enclosed kitchen with like storage. So I think that's a very big plus point for me. The only downside really is just that it's boutique. Yeah, but there will be people that will be okay to accept one. So I have had clients who gave me the objection, saying that the boutiques there don't do so well. However, I did went to dig up after that just to look at the comparison around, because really around that area is mostly boutique. However, when you look at the layouts of those boutique, right, it's very different. It's very different from what we are producing today already. So most of the other the similar nearby boutique developments are mostly like loft units, duplex units, whereby it could be 1,000 square feet, but it's 2 levels, so it becomes like 500 per level. And then in fact, it's even lesser than that because you have like staircase and all that kind of thing. So I think Ardor in the near future, actually it would not do as bad as the other boutiques around that area. Yeah, because the layouts, right, I feel right sometimes it can be better than Tembusu and EOK also. But it's just that it's boutique. So I don't think that you will lose money out of it. I still think that at the end of the day, right, you will still make decent profit out from Ardor. Yeah. You will just work as a ripple effect from the 2 developments nearby. So if it's for own stay, comfortable living, I don't need crazy facilities, I may opt for Ardor actually.
I think it's good because we all 3 have different answers. Okay, so for me, boutique, right? If I were to have to buy a boutique, and boutiques are normally in D15 mostly freehold, then actually on Guru I can find quite a bit of resale boutiques that cost lesser. I feel 3-bedroom. I feel boutiques the upper hand is fantastic floor plan, but the not so good points is facilities wise not as strong, transactions wise not as high. Okay, I personally, EOK was going at 2.7 million, 2.6 million. I would just like almost 90 over transactions that happen at Continuum. I would also go to Continuum. Why? It's because even though I get an 872 square feet, I get a dumbbell 3-bedroom, but I get a store, I get an enclosed kitchen. Okay, the difference here is I don't have windows for my kitchen. I don't have windows for my bathrooms. But to me, transactions, facilities, and the very impression of Continuum would sharpens my decision towards this 872 square feet. And this 872 square feet currently, as of the point of shooting, it's only at 2.67. 2.67 mil, which I feel that people who enter EOK at the back, right, actually they could have seen an opportunity at Continuum, which is also what a lot of buyers did eventually. This is for 3-bedroom and 3+ study . Okay. Next, we move into our 4-bedroom. Okay, now we open up to a lot of options. 4-bedroom, I'm sure a lot of launchers have supply. For 4-bedroom EOK, they were entering about 3.2, and the 4 bedrooms were sold out at, like, if your ballot is public ballot, it's at 200, 300, your 4-bedroom no more already. Yeah, so at that moment, what would you all bring your clients to, or what would you guys have purchased for your own stay for 4-bedroom?
With 3 mil.
3 mil, actually 3 mil is very comfortable also. 3 mil,
3 mil range.
3 mil range, okay. 4-bedroom?
For me, straight up, it will be Continuum. Yeah. So for Continuum wise, right, for other bedroom types, I have my hesitation. Yeah. But for 4-bedroom Continuum, it was a very obvious and very easy choice for me. Because why 4-bedroom in Continuum is because it's asking for 3.3 mil at the moment. In terms of layout wise, it has, it's a traditional layout. Enclosed kitchen has both wet and dry kitchen with yard, household shelter, your windows and your master bedroom. So this is in comparison to Grand Diamond that is asking the same at 3.3 mil. Tembusu Grand that is asking the same at 3.3 mil. So when you put these 3 projects together, as well as, we don't talk about EOK because it's sold out, right? So if I put all these 3 side by side with the same price, I will go for Continuum for sure. Yeah. And also, when I look at the 4-bedders in the boutique developments, such as Ardor, it's also asking at similar pricing at 3.28 mil onwards. So to me, when there isn't a price difference, I will always go for the larger scale development. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I agree. For this one, I think, because you said it only at 3 million. So
Yeah, 3 point up a bit lah.
because it's that range, right? Then I will definitely opt for the continuum. Yeah, because this kind we will definitely be looking at bigger families already. And then at the same time, the one thing that I was trying to look for was a layout that could give me the white living space, but they don't have lah. None of the projects are able to give. So when that happens, right, then it just boils down to numbers already. And when I recall, right, EOK was moving the 4+ study, which is the smallest 4-bedroom, was actually moving at about, the lowest I saw was 2.7, but that was like the lowest floor one. But I think on average it's about 3.2. Right?
2.93, 3.1 like that.
Yeah, that kind of range.
3.3, wow, very high. Okay.
Yeah, so when we're comparing that kind of numbers already, right, then I'm seeing what continuum freehold development with full facilities is able to offer. The pricing, right, is very similar. So it doesn't justify for me to enter into EOK if it's going to be like 3.2, 3.3 million, that kind, because I see here I can get 4-bedroom at 3.4, 3.5.
Correct.
Yeah, so the PSF gap is so narrow already. But by right, I should have a bigger premium difference when it comes to freehold and leasehold. Yeah, so for me, I think it's a no-brainer to go for a continuum if my budget range is at the 3+ for 4 bedrooms.
Actually, continuum, it's very rare. I would say continuum is a very rare product, and it really truly elevates the characteristics of continuum through EOK. Why? Is because for boutiques around the area, right, we don't get like 800, 700 over units. Continuum is the only D15 project freehold that has this number of units, and it's done by not bad developers, and it's a not bad location. In fact, a great location at Tembusu Avenue there. So it truly stands up for continuum. That's why there was so much demand over this continuum throughout this whole EOK transactions. Next topic is that if you want to wait for new land coming up in East Coast, what are our options? So I can run through first. First, we have Ariana East Residences is at Tanjong Ru, along still at District 15 lah, very near towards the other side, but still at District 15, 100 over units. Okay, so I would say 100 over units. I wouldn't really consider it as a boutique. I would still consider it as a not bad of a size for District 15. Ariana East, which we will cover on the subsequent episodes. One coming up very soon, it's called Bagnall Hau. Ladies, any thoughts on this?
Not within District 15.
A bit towards 16, correct. It's at Sungai Bedok MRT. What do you think of this Bagnall Hau? Anyway, launching very soon, Q1, which we'll cover as well. But 226 units, what do you think?
But I'm looking at the floor plans that they are providing. I think it's not bad.
Not bad.
I think it's not bad. Like their 2 bedrooms, right? It's enclosed. It's enclosed kitchen. The size looks decent, and most of them have like some form of storage space for correct, for you to put stuff. So I think it's not bad. There's only like one layout also that is an L-shaped kitchen, which is not too bad. Yeah.
In fact, 2 bedroom with bomb shelter 是比较少. It's a bit lesser for 2 bedrooms. But 226 units, I would still consider it as a proper development, like consider D15, all the other units.
I would consider if it is price, there's a price gap between Bagnall Hau as well as, developments in the D15 such as Continuum and Mayor Blue. Yeah, it must have a significant price gap for me to consider. Yeah, if it's close to 3K, then
we need to see how.
Might be tough, yeah.
Okay, so the time during EOK, right, a lot of the buyers were also waiting for that new plot beside or behind Emerald of Katong to come up. There's one more land that's, as of right now, no news, nothing. Based on visuals itself, the land is smaller than EOK. I would highly expect the number of units to be lesser than 800 over units as well. This one, what do you think, ladies? It's basically selling Tembusu Grand and EOK. It's going to be a price quantum thing again.
I think it's going to be higher than
EOK.
Okay, yeah. I mean, statistics have shown, right, that
Whatever price EOK did.
what kind of pricing that the market is willing to accept already. Actually, I never really noticed how well the market is absorbing the current pricing until I think someone was we were doing comparisons in the entire market. And then we realized that when you look at Norwood Grand, the one at Woodlands, right?
Yeah.
The remaining units that are available, right, is nothing less than 2.6 million. Which means anything up to 2.6, right, has been wiped clean.
For Woodlands.
In Woodlands.
In Woodlands.
So what more do you think people can accept if it was District 15?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna be anything cheaper than what we already see in the market. So please, if you, I know you always like want to enter early, that kind of thing, but the market is not gonna wait for you. The market is not because of, Mr. Tan here wants to buy, but his budget is like that, we're gonna set the pricing like that. No, it's not gonna wait. So I mean, if you have a restrictive amount of budget, see what's available for you. Enter the market first.
Yeah.
Then from there, as you work, you will save up, your CPF also go up, and then you sell at no matter how big, how small, at least come up with a profit, and then we move on to the next one altogether.
A lot of the buyers, they wait, they hold, then they get priced out. Then 2 years ago, they could buy a 2 million. Right now, they can only buy a 2-bedroom. Now they can buy a 1+ study. And they'll tell you how new launch market is more expensive. But actually, they should enter earlier. I feel.
Yeah, really. Yeah. So and now we have some speculations also that cooling measure may start to kick in again because our PPI index is gonna balloon. It's gonna be straight for November.
Amanda, what do you think? This land is it going to be any different from Tembusu Grand? Is it going to be any different from EOK? Are the characteristics they're selling still the same thing?
I think the characteristic is something that you cannot run away with. Yeah. I mean, the amenities wise is all about the same. It just goes back to at what price law. Yeah.
So also no Konghua, also selling Tembusu. Maybe a bit of a closer walk, maybe 10 steps closer to MRT station compared to Emerald of Katong.
Well, I don't think it matters.
So don't think it matters. I also don't think it matters.
That time I saw him, he was trying to explain the difference between 10 steps or like a 30-second walk between two developments. You were mentioning that honestly, because for some people, when buyers want to nitpick, right, then sometimes it becomes a bit unreasonable also, right? They will say, this project is like 30 seconds walk further or 1 traffic light further, but
actually they never walk.
Yeah, correct. Or like then he was saying that, honestly, it doesn't even matter. That 1 traffic light, right? You can just see 3 videos on TikTok or something like that. And then you're done. You reach the MRT also already.
3 Facebook scrolls.
Yeah, just like that.
Then that's it.
Finish. So honestly, it doesn't matter.
That happens during Lentor also. They like to nitpick.
Yeah.
Agree in Lentor,
Yeah, but I mean, understandable. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your hard-earned money. You want to make sure that you're buying into the best thing possible. But when you nitpick until like that, wow.
Supposed to be a East Coast edition, turns out to be a lecturer.
Really. I mean, think about it, it's hard.
Okay lah, they understand lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of the episode. So we will be doing a few more editions. Jurong, West Side, Lentor edition, Lentor Central. We have a few projects coming up as well this year. So we'll be covering up treasure finds, certain districts edition. Then if you guys have any questions or any topics you want to cover, just comment down the video, which many of you has already did. If you guys even want to reach out to us for a more in-depth analysis, you want to figure out what can we buy with a certain quantum or what can we not buy, please feel free to reach out to us. Our numbers are as shown on the screen, and then our social media in the description as well. So please help to share, share, and subscribe. And then let us know if you need anything, any comments, just comment down below, okay? We'll see you on the next episode very soon. Bye!